Hello, my name is Linda Pointer, and I've been a long time viewer of the tarot politics community that's expanded and expanded, and I really appreciate all of the support of getting through the Trump years. We're in a new stage, and I have thought about doing a YouTube video for a long time, but I finally decided it's time after listening to the Supreme Court hearing today and reading the Minnesota law. And what I have in my toolbox is a system of divination that came from Africa. It was brought here by Malidoma with the Dogara tribe, and it is a system that reflects their cosmology and their medicine wheel that has 5 elements. And you move some shells on a cloth, and then you read it accordingly to the guidelines. My question today will be to focus just on Roberts. In the follow-up after the hearing, it was said that Friday there's a vote on this, that the justices all go in a room, there's no one else in the room, and they will vote, and from there it's decided Roberts will try to keep control of writing the opinion, and there's been some discussion he will try to take a middle view. So, and that happens Friday, but we may not get a decision until June, likely. So all the rest of this process will be behind the scenes. So I want to look at what's Robert's plan based on what he sees today. What does he want to do in the meeting where they vote? So what I do is I ring the bells, which clears the space. And I mix up the shells and the stones and the other items, almost like you're shuffling cards. And then I will, like frosting a cake, probably 3 times, go in a circle. And then at the same time, I set the intention that this is a reading on Roberts. What does he want to do in the meeting? What's his strategy? Okay. So just a brief description. The center part is earth. The smaller part of the pie is fire. The larger part is water. Oops. And this is mineral in nature. And there's a fire stone that goes with fire, a water stone. There's 2 water stones. This is a big section. There's a blue water stone, which is more what's in your awareness. There's the deep water stone, which reflects more the not in your awareness or in the unconscious area. Then there's the earth stone that represents the earth. And the black and white stone is mineral. And the nature stone is in nature. So the fire stone is right between earth, mineral, and fire. And the worry doll here is faced up. He's a bit worried. And it might be a little hard for me to adjust to politics because I'm used to reading more a spiritual aspect, or it's a little different read for the other types of reading about people than it is to read in this situation about politics, but let's have a go at it. The firestone in mineral means the ancestors are communicating to you. The Firestone in fire means you're aligned with the will of the ancestors, and the Firestone in earth is a new vision for the home. If you have a world view that a certain worldview, and with his background and his training, he may very well believe that this is the right thing, and that it is what his ancestors would want, and it's time to bring it home. But that still has some worry, and one arm, usually I don't look at this level of detail, but one arm is weighed down by this shell. He may be limited in his choices of how he would personally like to resolve this, because he's weighing two options that neither one is what he would like. And then this will happen right away. Like, there's a decision that has to be made, a path to be chosen, and a way in between. But he's already chosen one side, whether he agrees with them or not. He's more influenced by one side of this. The water stone, the blue water stone, is here in nature. It forms a vignette. And I meant to take out, this is the female version of the worry doll. I meant to take this one out before I put the male version of the worry doll. I would say, as representing the female aspects, that the nature stone in nature is aligned with the energy of transformation. What you think of yourself is accurate. Your life is in alignment with your true nature. And the blue water stone is a healing transformation. And this is the values. This may be the time that we as women decide who we are and what the values or the healing values of what this would be. There's the heart here, and it's in nature, so there's a transformative energy, but the heart coming home. The spiral here in the middle is like a spiral shape. It can mean things that repeat. We're back in another cycle to work through issues that we haven't worked through before. The deep water stone is in nature, which is also what's not in your awareness is, it's not in the awareness, it's a deep level consciousness that it's a healing transformation. And the earth stone here is a new vision for the home, and there's a key here. This new vision for the home then unlocks this area. I think this is like a mirroring effect. While he may see it one way and prefer it one way, it is that our ancestors, beyond Roberts, our ancestors are speaking to us. And there's open communication. There's a new vision for the home. There's becoming aligned with the will of the ancestors. And even though there are some disagreement on this vision and how it would come about. We're stuck on this issue as a country. We've been stuck on this issue for many years, even prior to. This is an issue that keeps repeating and repeating and repeating through various stages. And it may be that it's time for the women to communicate their values, their views, and bring about a transformation of this view. The cube here can represent like an organization. I'm not sure how to interpret this, but I will come back to that. And the mineral stone is, oh, it's right in the middle of the ring. The mineral stone is in water next to the hummingbird. And the mineral stone in water is this. With the jade ring, is a healing story, a flow of gift, how you bring your gift to the world, a reconciliation. And this is in relationship of bringing this healing gift possible. Here's the right and left hand, and there's the community ring. I actually think this could be a very positive message, that this time around returning, no matter what Roberts does, no matter how he's pressured, there's an opportunity for as women, our values to be reflected in the institutions, to come into contact as a country and maybe come to a place where we make a decision on, even though, yes, there's been a decision made, but this has driven our politics and who gets on the Supreme Court, and this issue has been used, and so much money goes into this issue for attack. I think that there's a chance, the angels here with the heart, the Wedeme represents the indigenous souls, our basic undomesticated selves, and this is the platform of power. We return and return again to these power issues, and we've come to a resolution, but it's always a constant circle of returning to the same issue, but we've never been in the place where it was very much weighed in favor of at least a significant change in Roe versus Wade, without getting into the complexities of the case. The biggest issue I see that has a wide variety and maybe unseen, unknown impacts is to take away the concept of viability of the fetus. And when you listen to the words of some of the justices or the presenter for Mississippi, they consider that a fetus, and possibly in the law up to the time of conception, is protected. So if you take away the viability, you open up potential, not just about abortion, but about monitoring women when they're pregnant and monitoring the state being involved in their medical care to a degree that opens up doors that are frightening to me. My message is not in this to be frightening, be frightened about this, but it is time to speak. It is time to use our platform. It is time to organize. It is time to work through this issue. I'm reminded of, in the last couple years, of the time period, I'm 65, of the time period when Phyllis Schlafly was against the ERA. I was very much for the ERA. But there was a woman that was on the conservative side that was given a great deal of media attention and told women, you're fine, you don't need the ERA. And she used the public platform to keep punching holes in the dreams. And it's almost like, and I have to admit, I probably was in that group where we were busy with other things and we didn't stand our ground and hold out for the ERA. You have to serve in the military. Oh, this will change this for women, or this isn't good, it'll change that. And we were convinced against that. This is the time for change, that we don't keep revisiting these, that we as women change this and return to this cycle, and this time come out with a different way, a more balanced way. There's the feminine represented in the left hand and the male in the right hand, and coming into a more balanced way and reconciling that we are both as sexes, or however the different sexes show up, male, the masculine or feminine energies, however they express in an individual person, that we welcome both in however form they show up and however they are, as very important aspects of our expression as human beings.